Last year, I created a social media marketing agency, my very own agency with literally 0 rupees, like no investment, and it was making me over 50,000 rupees per month in profit. And there is an interesting story how I accidentally became a business owner and how I got into this, how I ended up being a agency owner. But before that, let me quickly introduce myself as this is my first YouTube video. Some of you might already know me from my school, my college, my hometown, or maybe we have even worked together. But for those who don't know anything about me, hi, my name is Athar. I'm 22 years old and I stay in Mumbai. And I shifted to Mumbai from a small town like every dreamer do. And in 2023, I started my first online business accidentally, and that's the story we are going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. 2 years ago, when I came to Mumbai, I was really distracted from my goals and I was doing literally nothing all day. I was scrolling reels and I was literally wasting my all the time. But deep inside, I always felt this frustration that I'm distracted from my goals and I'm doing nothing, but I still kept doing nothing. Then one day I came across a YouTube video about dopamine detox. It was all about cutting out distraction, cutting out things that give you instant gratification, resetting your mind and rewiring your brain to do the actual things that you should be doing. So I decided to give it a serious try and I stuck with it and I followed that dopamine detox for several days, and suddenly I had so much time to think, time to actually do something. So I went back to YouTube and this time I searched something different. I searched for best online businesses to start in 2023, which was the year when I started my agency. And that's when I came across this business model called SMMA, or social media marketing agency. So I kept on consuming videos about this specific business model and I was surprised to see that anyone that I know doesn't even know this model exists. But I wasn't really sure that if it would work in this country, in this city, or at least I would be able to make it work. I wasn't really sure, but I gave it a try. So I started preparing for it. I wrote my pitch, I wrote my calling scripts, I watched hundreds of videos on how to deliver the service which I was going to deliver, and within a month I started cold calling. I made few calls and booked few meetings, and I had prepared so well that the first meeting that I have ever pitched is my first online client. From there, it just kept getting interesting and it just kept getting better. I worked hard, I delivered the services which I promised to deliver, and before I knew it, the referrals started coming in. I didn't even had to cold call anyone. The clients were coming to me. How crazy that is. So I had to get better. One by one I kept on signing new clients, I kept on improvising my skills, and it all started with a simple decision: to stop wasting my time. Now the next part of this video is going to be about how anyone can start a social media marketing agency, whether you are a teenager or whether you are a college student. It doesn't matter, you can start this agency from your bedroom without having the resources, the money, the investment, and you can still make up to 50,000 rupees per month as a student. After that, you will require some sort of team and some management, but before that, you can do it from your bedroom without any fancy tools or resources. So let's get into the basics first for a minute. What is an SMMA? SMMA, a social media marketing agency, is a service-based business model which offers typical services, typical online services for the clients who need it, for the businesses who need it. For simple understanding, I'm going to break down this model into two parts for you. First is basically service delivery, which is the work you do, and second is client acquisition, which is basically how you get clients for yourself. Alright, so first thing you need to figure out is what services you are going to offer, and second, who you are going to offer them to, which is your niche. When I started, I kept it simple: content creation and social media management, which means basically I used to go out and create videos for the clients, for the businesses, and then I used to post them on their behalf. These were my services. If you're not sure what services you're going to offer, don't worry, listen to this. There are basically two types of services in the world of social media marketing. First is convenience based. Convenience based services are simple. It's basically you trade your time for their money. For example, anyone can create videos for their own business, but you can do it more consistently, repeatedly, and better than they can. That's why they will pay you for creating those videos. And the second type of services are ROI based services. These are the things like lead generation, where you directly help a business make more money. And because you are impacting their revenue, you can charge higher prices here. Both are great options, it just depends on what you are good at. So once you have decided your services, the next step is figure out your niche. Your niche is just the type of the business you want to work with. For me, I started with gyms because I have had exposure to this industry and I could speak their language easily. In fact, my first client was a gym, and after that I worked with few more gyms before I expanded to other business types like dental clinics, hair transplant clinics, clothing stores, real estate agents, and whatnot. So just pick a niche you are familiar with, it will make your life so much easier. And our main goal here is to be able to speak their language, to be able to use their niche specific terms in conversations. Now let's talk about the second part, which is getting clients for yourself. There are three main ways to do this. First is reaching out to business directly, second is running paid ads for the customers, and third, posting content that will attract the business owners you are targeting. If you are just starting out, I would highly recommend going with the first one, which is reaching out to people directly, because it will teach you a lot of things, it will humble you, and it will help you grow as an agency owner. So when I was starting out, I did this. I simply opened Google Maps and searched for businesses in my area, for example gyms in Dadar, and I made a list of the business name, the owner's name, and the phone number. Pro tip number 1 here, always find the name of the person in charge. It can be anyone, it may not be the owner, but you need the name of the person in charge. It will make your life so much easier, the conversation gets easier, and it will always make your life easier when you are cold calling. You can often find these names in Google reviews. For example, people leave a review like Abhijit sir is such a nice person. Even if that's not the owner, it still helps in the conversation. It helps you bypass the gatekeeper, and it will always help you close more calls and book more meetings. And listen, the goal of the cold call is not to sell your services, it's just to set a meeting in person or online meeting with the person in charge so that you can sell your services. But honestly, I would suggest you to go with in person meetings. First, because it will teach you a lot of things, and second is when you offer a personal visit to prospects, they have barely a reason to say no, so you get a lot more meetings, and with that you get a lot more experience, so it's a win-win. In fact, every client that I have ever worked with, I have met them personally. Alright, so let's talk about the money part. If you are offering a convenience based service, you can charge anywhere from 10,000 to 30,000 per month as a beginner. So to make 1 lakh rupees per month, you just need 5 clients paying you 20,000 rupees per month each. If you are offering ROI based services, you can charge even more, from 20,000 rupees to up to 1 lakh rupees per month per client, because you are helping them to make more money. For example, if your lead generation service is bringing extra 10 lakh rupees per month of profit to a business, then they will happily pay you up to 50,000 rupees per month easily. So the math is simple, the more value you can bring, the more you can charge. And let me tell you, all businesses are hungry for more sales, more profit, more revenue. And to make this actionable, I have created a simple step-by-step roadmap which you can copy, which you can download from the link I have given in the description. You can implement it by yourself and start your own social media marketing agency. So before I wind up this video, let me quickly tell you about my current work life. After delivering these services for 2 years, I have shut my agency and I have moved to a bit more complex business model, which is a real startup which is called as Gym Navigator. Gym Navigator is basically a 360-degree solution designed specifically for gyms. It consists of a high value software, a lead machine, sales frameworks, and so much more. It's basically designed for gyms to help them automate their operations, bring in more sales, more clients, and to reduce their churn rate, to increase their retention rate, and a lot more things like helping them to charge premium prices. To bring this vision to life, I have partnered with different people like fitness trainers, doctors, dietitians, web developers, automation experts, and few more. And I'm happy to tell that we are in the testing phase right now, and we are planning to launch by the end of this March. If you're just starting out, my advice is simple: start simple, start slow. Because what I have learned is your first business model is not where you get rich, it's where you get good. And don't be afraid to fail. In fact, you are going to fail a lot of time when you do things by yourself, and that's okay. For me, this journey has been full of sacrifices, but honestly, if that's what it takes to succeed, I would do it all over again. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button and join me on my journey. I will be sharing in-depth videos about advertising, social media marketing, and all the other things you need to know to build a social media marketing agency. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great day and keep up the grind.